All right, so that's done. Good morning, Danielle. Back here looking at the scans this morning. I see AVTX, which is definitely a cheaper one. 22 cents up 78%. Let's see, add a little bit of brightness. The next one in line is SLE, $2.61 up 33%. It definitely had a little bit of a reverse split on it. Moved from $19 all the way down to $1.95. I don't know, definitely has a nice strong downtrend on it. So I put those, we'll start with the market gainers and then we'll move over to the other criteria. So I will put AVTX just to watch it, just to remember it. SLE. We got another one, ZVSA up 20%. And all of these are like under $1 that are getting these pops. Let me check the news as we go down. So AVTX, no news that I see right now. SLE was the reverse split news they had from what 9/8. So this month, 5 days ago, Super League Enterprise, formerly known as Super League Gaming, announces a partial exercise of underwriters over allotment option. But it does not have any news on today. Workhorse back in the swing of things, up 22%. Of course, we've seen Workhorse before. But this time, it looks like their shares, they got a lot more shares outstanding. We'll go and check that float in just a minute. AXLA up 21%. This one was an actual penny stock like a couple of days ago, and it actually started to rip. AXLA. T9, which is another cheap one. We got a lot of penny stocks on the day. CSSE, or actually no, T9 has news first. So T9 Medical announces expanded physician use of new JIB instrument kit for companies. What is this? For companies, Catamaran SI joint function system. And then CSSE Crackle Connex works with Amazon Publisher Direct to private or to provide new advertising capabilities on its content and apps. So working with Amazon, but still super cheap, does not mean that worth is there. CSSE T9. Okay, so I think that's everything. MYNZ is up 11%. We'll do a little bit of cleanup once we get the day started and see how these things react. But right now, we're not even looking at volume. We're just looking at the percent gainers. OTLK, no news on the day. 23 cents. MULN, of course, it's always around. I never have traded MULN. Just it's always very hard to trade those true penny stocks for me. Amfaster Pharmaceuticals prices 300 million senior notes offering. That was $47. It's only up 1%. So below that, Everything else is kind of like into the negative, so I'm not too worried about those. Um, let's look at, well, these things have to start calculating when the market opens. My percent change during the open and RVOL. Of course, we have ATR, the average true range, which we can kind of figure out what kind of range. Like, let's say we're looking to get 30 cents. If we're looking to get 30 cents off of something, how are we going to trade something that only has an average true range of like 10 cents, right? So sometimes they'll be an outlier where they'll take off, and most of the time they end up ripping back down if they do take off with that and break over the average true range by a lot. But yeah, those are the stocks that we'll keep our eye on. And let's go ahead and flip over here, and we wanted to check the I wanted to check the float on Workhorse. WK. What's up, Reliable? Reliable said AXLA is right up his alley. Well, AXLA has been trading and ripping for a couple of days, so it'll be hard to do on a continuation unless it really dips into some previous levels. Workhorse, though, we've definitely seen this one before. We wanted to check this float. Oh man, that I remember Workhorse's float was so low. It was like 9 million or something, but now it's really, really high. ALXA, and I think I put that in wrong. AXLA. Float is 26.66 million. And of course, this is on continuation. So let's actually look at the chart for it. AXLA. So it started ripping from down here, 20 something cents. And yesterday hit a high of 142. And we can see it here acting up on the hour, coming into this previous level right under the 150s. Finding a little bit of resistance. If we look back on the daily chart, is it running into something back? Is it reacting to something back here? So this previous level of consolidation, or even right here, I really want something that everybody can see though. So this is the 137 that it hit, which got a little bit of a double test back here. Right here. 137 got touched. And I guess it would be a little bit higher than that, maybe 144s. So this little range could have been the resistance that it was getting into. And we can see the top wick here. That's where it found that resistance right under the 150s. And now it's back to the 133s. And we'll probably see it go on down. We'll see what happens, but I don't really have a whole lot of faith in that one to continue, because the news wasn't just the greatest, but it is up 18%, so I don't want to take away from that. ATR is at 0.19, so looking at about 19 cents average true range. Not the greatest. I mean, unless you're trying to get 2 cents on a move. But anyway, let's hop over here. And we'll start doing some cleanup after we see where these. Oh, I did do one trade yesterday. FFIE was my trade for yesterday. So my thesis, and I thought that it would be able to hold the 375s. And it came down here yesterday. It ripped down, boom, 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 all the way down here to the 380s. I started buying right above the 380s. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to make my entry. And I didn't buy the full size at 380. I bought a little bit at 380. And then as it came down through the not the 175, the 375, I was adding, and I was adding all the way as close to the bottom as I could. And I think my last add, I didn't really get the 368, but I got like 371 as my lowest buy. And then it popped out of here and started coming back up as that relief, as sellers or shorts that won on this were trying to cover a little bit. And I got this little trade out of here. My average price before I started selling. So I have, with Street Smart Edge, you can set your sales, or however they handle your covers or your sales, to tax advantage. And what it does is it sells the best ones at the moment that will be good for taxable income, you know. So as I'm selling, my average is coming down. So my average started at like 379, and I had 1,600 shares, and I started selling, and my average was coming down as I'm selling. So eventually, I'm sitting with averages of like 171, very low, and this thing is still moving up. Now, I did not want to hold this thing into the close, so I went ahead and sold right around this level right here, like right at the 388s on this candle right here. Where's my draw a circle? This candle right here is where I was selling. I really kind of didn't know what it was going to do, because it was like pausing on this candle. Came up here and I sold a little bit, and it just kept pausing. It did end up going higher into the close, but I'm okay. I just took the profit and ran. But yeah, that was a nice little one on that day. Of course, the other one that was absolutely going up yesterday was CRNX, moved from that 25-ish level up to the 30s. I did not trade this one. The longs were pretty much in control the whole time, and I don't like trading against the longs, or being in something where they want to sell and I'm not trying to sell. I want to continue long. Plus, it was a continuation, so it was a more choppy day for CRNX. Of course, our good friend oil did go up there and test the 89s on yesterday. Tested up there to the 89s, which was amazing. I'm looking for this thing to just pull back. I have been adding to my INDO position, which is looking good. I hope it comes down a little bit so I can add some more. And I also started a position in Hustle, which is another energy play. So we'll see about those low float swings that I'm in the future. Really want to see that 90 break. And the thing is, I'm not rushing this. Like, I've literally been entering for weeks, little bits and pieces over the weeks. And, you know, oils continually look bullish. But I'm looking for that break over 90. I think we can see a lot of volume above that level. But yeah, let me read some of these chats. Reliable called out Huma, Huma. We'll look at that. Huma. And he also called out BBIO. And I had the right idea on We yesterday. Yeah, We was I just didn't like what We does. I really didn't know if it was gonna be that good. When I looked at it, I was like, We, because me and Donnell, we were talking about it in the Discord. And when I looked at it, I was like, real estate services. And it was like, WeWork Inc. provides flexible workspace solutions to individuals and organizations worldwide. The company offers workstation, private office, and customized floor solutions, and various amenities and services such as private phone booths, internet, high-speed business, printers, and all of this stuff. And I was like, I don't really know if that's going to be explosive, but I mean, it was pretty explosive yesterday. When we looked at the float, of course, it had 51 million in the float. Shares outstanding of about 792 million. But I don't know. I just really, and plus look at the shares, the percent of shares short, 5% of the float. It's only 5%, so that's not the biggest share short. I mean, usually, we get but this is also shares percentage shorted that was updated on August 31st. So, that was the beginning of the month. It could have changed a little bit, but it was at 5%. It's not like it can do a huge short change. But we like to have a good squeeze potential on these things. But yeah, today everything's still looking pretty good. If you have a strategy for these lower priced stocks like AVTX, this thing's up 71%, but it's only 21 cents. Some people play within this range. Of course, it has an ATR of 3 cents, so you really got to be okay with making 1 cent, right? Because you never know. We want to take a percentage of the average true range. So if the full move is $1, well, you can kind of look for 10, 20 cents. If the full move is 30 cents, you can look for a percentage of that. Maybe 10 cents, maybe 15 cents. But you always want that average true range to be able to hold whatever your not really price target is, but the potential on the stock is. It is 8:17 and we are well on our way into this day. Let me look at BBIO. Ooh, 5 shares traded on the day, baby. I know this has got to be a swing trade or something. That is some hefty volume. Maybe I should take 1 share and just have a 1 share trade on the day. BBIO, what do they do? This is a pharma company, BBIO. Let's see. It's based out of California. It's Biopharm Inc. engages in discovery, development, and delivery of various medicines for genetic diseases. The company has a pipeline of 30 development programs that include product candidates ranging from early discovery to late stage development. Its products in development programs include that, which is a small molecule stabilizer of transthyretin. What are the keywords here? Is this cancer? What is this? Calcium sensing receptors. I don't really know, but I know that it has probably not a day trade, probably something he was looking for, something else there. We look on the daily chart, we can see it's definitely been in a little range, getting beat down. Maybe it'll do a breakdown of the 27s. I don't know. It's kind of been holding there. Let's jump over to the other call out he did. Let's see. BBIO, Huma. Again, very low volume. So definitely not a day trade. Let's see. TOS. Let's look at the daily on this one. HUMA. What's up, Drifter? So Humasite. Pretty much been holding the range here. Had a high up here of 17. It has been getting beat down as well. Let's go and look at what this one is. HUMA. Biotechnology company as well. Humasite Inc. engages in the development and manufacture of off-the-shelf implantable and bioengineered human tissues for the treatment of diseases and conditions across a range of anatomic locations in multiple therapeutic areas. The company using its proprietary and scientific technology platform to engineer and manufacture human acellular vessels, HAVs. Its investigational HAV are designed to be easily implanted into any patient without inducing a foreign body response or leading to immune rejection. The company is developing a portfolio of HAVs which would target the vascular repair, reconstruction, and replacement market, including vascular trauma, arterial venous access for hemodialysis, peripheral arterial disease, and coronary artery bypass grafting. Okay. So basically, they're dealing with tissues that can be replacement tissues for the body. Different things. Looking at the daily chart, they have got beat up quite a bit from that 17 down here to 388. But have been, kind of holding here. I don't know what the news would be to cause a reaction in this thing to go up, but interesting, very interesting. Let's go over here to, I think, wait, was T9? No, T9 wasn't one he called out. BBIO, blah, blah, blah. All right. So Reliable says, if it tests 375, I'll probably be in the name as well. Nice. Body tissue development. Okay. So let's jump back over here to TOS and see if anything new has popped up. Now, I sorted by gainers on the day. So we got gainers from 11% up all the way up to 78%. Most of the gainers are under $1. Very cheap stocks. Very kind of spicy ATRs, average true ranges, where you got to be willing to take profit if it's given to you. So let's go with the volume now. So by volume, we see AVTX is still at the top. We have GRAB, which is Grab, up with 20 million shares traded on it. Look out here on the daily chart. We can see Grab has been kind of flat for a while and has popped up to the 345, or popped down to the 345s. 345s are down here. So it had a little bit of a gap up and then gap down right back into this gap level down here. Next one is the SQQ AXLA, which has already started red, found that next level right under the 150s as resistance. TQQ, VISA, ZVSA, EBET, only 3 cents on that one. 6 million shares traded, very poppy one. SLE had that high up here of almost $3 and down to $2.50. Definitely fighting a downtrend on SLE though. They did a reverse stock split, which caused it to drop from $19 all the way down here to $1.95. CGC hit that 200 moving average, found a little bit of resistance there, kind of floating. That's the canopy growth that we saw coming up. CSSE, Reliable called out LYRA. We'll look at that one. Move. Okay. LYRA. So we got one, looks like it, look back a little bit, has trading history from 2020, high of $22. Then the next one was a challenge to the 16. Next one was a challenge to the 8. Come all the way down here to the $4. Had a little bit of a red day after a run up yesterday on LYRA. Let's see what that company is about. We got 6 minutes to the bell as well. LYRA. And good morning, Lori. LYRA. What do we got? Man, Rooster, you are into these biotechs, man. Let's see what they're talking about. Clinical stage biotechnology company focuses on the development and commercialization of novel integrated drug and delivery solutions for localized treatment of patients with ear, nose, or throat disease. Its X Trio technology platform is designed to deliver medicines directly to affected tissue for sustained periods with a single administration. The company's product candidates include LYR-210, an anti-inflammatory implantable drug matrix for the treatment of chronic rhinosinusitis. Oh my gosh. Let me fix my tongue. Chronic rhinosinusitis. Okay, I had the brain. All right, which is a phase 2 clinical trial, and LYR 220 for CRS patients with and without nasal polyps, or yeah, polyps. The company was formerly known as 480 Biomedical Inc. and changed its name to Lyra Therapeutics Inc. in July 2018. And Rooster is after the biopharmaceutical tickers. Let's see. Lori, I'm looking around and I was looking for something good. Everything is like cheap. Everything's super cheap. That is a high mover. We got things from 12% all the way up to 74%. AVTX is the highest mover, but it's only 21 cents. Has an ATR of 3 cents. Not a whole lot of potential there for me, but maybe somebody has some kind of technique for that. Has 81 million shares in the on the day pre-market, which is very thickly traded. The next one was the ZVSA, SLE, a couple of these. So we'll just have to see out of the open. These are cheaper ones. Most of them do not have the great catalyst at all. SLE was on a reverse split. Workhorse, their float is super high now. SCC Crackle Connex works with Amazon Publisher. I mean, they're working with Amazon Publisher direct, but they're not really, it's kind of a weak catalyst to me. T-Non Medical announces expanded physician use of a new JBI instrument kit for companies SI joint fusion system. So not a whole lot to be seen. I haven't seen anything that I would be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna trade that. Oh yeah, that's me today. I just haven't seen it. A Amp Faster Pharmaceuticals prices a 300 million senior notes offering. We got about I was about to say $1.30. We got about a minute 30 till the open. We'll jump back over here and we'll kind of keep over what comes up, what we see. I gotta start using some of Street Smart Edge's tools a little bit more because they could save me a little bit of time. Of course, you can just pull up their research, and they give you the market cap. They give you everything you need, shares outstanding. But I do still like to cross-reference this with other things. They give you the float of different things held by institutions and all of this stuff. You can check the earnings, ratings, metrics, all of these things across the board. But yeah, I need to start using this a little bit more just to do some cross pollination of information. Yeah, everything pretty much. I'm looking for. Oh, I forgot to go over the other thing. Oh well, I'll go over it another day. Oil coming back to the 89s. Man, oil has been looking so good. We got about 20 seconds to the open. We'll see how these do. What was the first one we wanted to watch? The biggest one on the day, AVTX. Want to watch this one fail. 83 million shares traded on it. When they say that I'm preying on their downfall, they are not lying. But AVTX just opened. Market just opened. What's up, Trail Geared? Reliable called out ATHM. Close to 29 is solid trend line. to your buy opinion, or to buy in your opinion. All right, AVTX. Let's see this thing crush. So the opening range is already kind of questionable, from 21 down to 20. Remember, the average true range on this one was 3 cents, almost 4 cents. So this thing has moved from the 21 to the 20. What is the expected winner on something like this? And is it even worth the trade? Right? That's what I ask myself. Just because it's up, just because it has volume, is it worth the trade? Top side up here is right under the 25s, 25 cents for resistance. Has a little trading range. We'll see which direction it wants to push towards. We got a nice strong 19 down here that's been tested on the 15-minute. And we can also see this on the hour chart. Support at a possible 19. And top side resistance at the 20s. All right, so just a little back and forth here on the open. Gave a week to the downside. Looking like it wants to get up 82% on the day. Almost 100 million shares. Look at this freaking level 2. Look at the tape rolling through. How many people are buying this thing just from green to red? Now on my tape, the way that I have my Street Smarts Edge tape set up, if you see green, it means that people are buying at the ask or above the ask. If you see red, it means people are selling or, making transactions below the bid, at the bid, or below the bid. So, when I see green, I'm like, okay, people are really bullish, or people are just covering out of fear. I don't know which one, but I know something's happening above the ask. Have it color coded, and you can color code anything pretty much in Street Smart Edge. That's one of the reasons I like their level 2s versus TOSs. TOSs just gives you, I think, red and green or red and blue or something like that. But you can actually tell what orders are going through on my tape. And the gray ones just mean that they are in between the bid and the ask. So not really breaking out, no outliers. So you see gray, that's what that is. So we're seeing the 21s come in. So a wick to both directions on AVTX. AXLA making another move up here. Looking a little bit better than AVTX. Up 14% since the open. And also SLE was already fighting a downtrend. Not too worried about that one. Doesn't have any real news on the day. That's another thing. You can actually see if they have news over here. So I can just click the news. It'll open up the news and tell me what the news is or whatnot. It's pretty useful. But AVTX going back towards what we saw as previous support and may end up breaking that down. Of course, the cheaper the stock is, the less the actual levels affect the movement. So if they get momentum down, they can probably keep going down. It's not really reliable levels down there. That's why you see something like Tesla. If they get into a strong support area, it's like immediate pop up because people are there ready to buy. And they're ready to buy big. Lira Faraday. This was one that I traded yesterday, pumping up there. So I sold my position on this one. I actually got in this one at 379 yesterday, and got the last buys around the 370s, and now today popping up there. It had electric vehicle news, and I was very interested yesterday, but today, we'll have to see. I liked that the shorts were in control with a good catalyst. Why are shorts winning on a good catalyst? I was like, So I took the trade, got the money, and got on out. But it is up there to 419. Now, if I was still holding my position, I was in here 1,600 shares down here at 379. yeah, that would be a beautiful little trade. But on today, the things that I'm looking for, one, I need volume. This thing hasn't even hit a million shares volume yet. It's just pumping up. So I'm not interested. I need volume, right? And also I need range. So just to jump into this thing right now, it's like, no, I'm good. I wouldn't do it. Even if it pumps up here until it gets that volume that I like to see, it's a no trader. Let's jump back up here to AVTX threw a nice wick down there to the support and popped right back into indecision all the way down to the 19. So that's 3 tests on the 19s, but that does not mean anything on this price level. AXLA got a nice pullback off of the 150s. And yeah. So the average volume for FFIE year to date was 1,126 shares traded pretty much on the average day in the year. And today we can't even get a million. So nope, nope, nope. But that's what I'm pretty much looking for, is shorts winning on a stock that has very bullish potential. If you look at FFE and you see what they do, it's like, ooh, the shorts are getting into a bad spot entering this support level. Look at FFIE over here. It's an auto manufacturer, works with electric vehicles. So Faraday Intelligent Electric Inc. engages in the design, development, manufacturing, and engineering, sale, and distribution of electric vehicles and related products in the United States. The company was incorporated in 2014. And when I saw them winning on this, when I saw the shorts winning yesterday on it, I was like, that is a delicious way, because it was coming right into this previous level down here, a level that everybody can see has been tested right under the 380s. And I entered small above the 380s just in case it didn't quite get there. Then I entered the rest right under it. But still, very nice mover on that day. And now trying to pull back a little bit. All right, so let's flip back over here to the scans and see if we see anything else coming up. In my tradable scan, as you can see, there is nothing here. Nothing really appeasing the trade scan, I don't think. Let me refresh it. Nope, nothing there. So nothing really. And like I said, usually now I built that scanner to analyze ATR, the average true range, and the volume and all of that. And nothing's really meeting that criteria right now. All right, AVTX, 100 million shares traded, very small range on that one. Can we get anything more interesting? GRAB, nope. Vista. And this is the point where you really realize, when you get to a day where you're looking for opportunity, and the opportunity is like, it's so hard to find. Usually opportunity that's easy to find gets more coverage, gets more action, gets more, volume, all of that. But opportunity that's scarce, we got a lot of starving people out here just pressing the buy button and the sell button. It's just like, I don't know. But yeah, it is 8:39 right now. I really thought something new would pop up besides some of this stuff that's moving. We want trading to be easy. Why do you want to make it like a freaking stressful thing? It should be like, okay, I see, for me, I'm like, hey, I see the shorts winning big, and they're winning all the way down to this support level. If they get to that support level and I start seeing the level 2 start getting thick, I'm like, this may be a point where I want to play ball. And if it doesn't work out, well, that's where risk management comes in. Just make sure you got a good stop. Actually, one of the things that I haven't looked at in a while with you guys, but I do look at before each trading session, it's some of the things that I actually have learned while trading small caps and really trading in general. You know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for movers of 3% or higher than the previous day. Tradable volume for me is over a million. Looking for some relative volume that is higher than the average volume on a day. And the relative volume works as deviation. So it's like one deviation, two deviation, three, four. It's calculated based on the relative daily volume. Is the average true range worth the trade? So if I'm looking for 20 cents, but I'm looking at a ticker that has an average true range of 5 cents, my expectations are way too high. What factors draw or factors are a catalyst that draws day traders to specific tickers? You know, breaking news, good or bad, whether it's IPOs, reverse stock splits, medical, pharma, especially breast cancer. Every time we see breast cancer, it's like, yeah. And then any other diseases that affect a whole lot of people. Electric vehicles, which was one of the trades that I took on that FFIE yesterday, electric vehicle news. Energy management, FOMC meetings that affect the value of currency, like inflation and how powerful a person's handprint is with the current money that they have, what they can actually do with it, how far it goes. New inventions, you know, AI inventions, things like that. Lawsuits are big things. Fundamentals like floats, outstanding shares, and these things can actually spark a move individually. So it doesn't, let's say if it has IPO news, but it doesn't have a low float or doesn't have shares outstanding, sometimes that doesn't matter. Sometimes all they want to see is the news. Sometimes all they want to see is the shares outstanding or float or market cap. Sometimes all they need is the patterns. So the double bottoms, the triple bottoms, the flag patterns, the pennants, the all of these pivots. Just the technicals are enough to draw traders. But I'm like, okay, with all of this, I want to make sure that everybody can see this. So I'm not just participating by myself. What moves in the market have I seen best results? And this is the strategy that I've been running, looking for those shorts to be winning into a known area of support. What have I learned about breakouts to the upside? Breakouts are the greatest test, or no, breakouts are a great test of the true sentiment of a move. Most breakouts then pull back. I'm assuming that's not because people not believing in it can go higher, but bots shorting. And I don't know why I put shorting. I was typing this. I guess I was typing fast. It should be shorting the break, because most breaks do tend to fail. So those bots are like, oh boy, this is a breakout, let's short. And depending on, you know, the sentiment of the people, they can push those bots straight out of their positions. But usually when we see a breakout, you know, we'll see it kind of do a little pullback. And of course, one of the things that I have definitely seen was having a stop right under the breakout level is a horrible idea. Because when it does that pullback, it can get you out so quick, and then it's right back up, and you're like, why? Why did I get hit there? And so, you know, you also don't know how far a pullback will go down. Sometimes we see those huge wicks where it pulls down, then bounces right back up. It catches so many people, stops, and then bounces right back up. This is why quick scalpers like this play so much, because they only need to be quicker than the quickest bot. So, you know, take that profit before the bot says, I want to short. Let's see. You know, it's a couple of little things. I'm not going to read it all, but I guess I could do an individual read over this. But, you know, things about breakouts and just kind of keeping up with the learning thing as, you know, as time goes on. And accumulating knowledge. That's what it's really about. Accumulating that knowledge. It is 8:44. AVTX is still floating around the 20 cents. AXLA got up there and hit that one right above the 160s. Came back down. Workhorse was that float's just too high. SLE, of course, we knew it was already fighting a downtrend, and now is red on the day. Let's see. Reliable took a fill on Cosm. GM and Ford are solid swings, still sitting. Nothing I like exactly. Yeah, I don't really see anything else. Um, Trail Gear said total rookie question here, but what is the tool you have on the bottom right? The tool that I have on the bottom right. Were you talking about on Street Smart Edge, or on the Street Smart Edge screen over here, or on I don't really know which. I have the accounts, the notes, the research here. Research for Street Smart Edge. I don't know which tool you're referring to. Bottom right screen. Yes, the SSE. Okay, so let's see. Bottom. So this is the level 2 and also the tape. This tool is basically used to see the books, and each they call them market participants, and they have their own books, right? And so this is an accumulation of those books and where orders are sitting on those books. Now, the level 2s themselves are not the actual orders that's going through. Level 2s are where the mind games get played. Level 2s, people can spoof different amounts or different values on the books. So let's say if we're looking at the Street Smart Edge and we see a 218 here with 14,000 shares sitting there, that may or may not be a real order. That may or may not be a real, because sometimes you'll see the price level approach 218 and this number will disappear. It'll just vanish. And it's like, okay, I know for a fact I saw a huge number there. Where did it go? Sometimes, though, you'll see an order there earlier in the day, and I always take notes of where those orders are sitting. When I'm looking at something that I like, I take notes where those orders are sitting and kind of see the reaction there. If you see a whole bunch of orders going through, or a whole bunch of orders going through above the ask, or somebody's really getting active at that level, that may be a pivot level. You never know. But I kind of like to let candles close as well. Not to be too quick into something, because you never know how far a candle can stretch down. Like this candle right here, that is going from the 237 down here to the 228. This candle has, and this is a 15-minute chart, so it's got a whole 15 minutes to dump here. It could close around $2, right? It can close wherever. So I kind of like to see candles close unless they are going into a level of support. Now back to the tool here. The other side of this, the black here, is the tape. So these are orders that cannot be faked, cannot be spoofed or things like that. These are actual orders going through, buys, sales, and you will see the tape have different speeds, right? Sometimes the tape is moving very slow. It's like one person's buying a couple shares, but when you get these high volume movers, like let's say AVTX with 123 shares traded, this tape flies. It just continues to fly, and you see these different sizes going through. 7,000 shares there, 2,000 shares, 3,000 shares, and these are indications of what the actual interest or the price that they are, that the market participants are interested in. So if you see them buying 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 shares, you need to figure out, okay, is this, first of all, is this a long? Is the thesis long here? Is this something that I want to see go higher because of this? Or is this about to be a big dump on the retail or on whoever's in the way of the move down? But yeah, that's the level. That's the now this tool on Street Smart Edge is called the all-in-one, because it pretty much holds everything. You can do stocks here, you can do options, you can do all of those. I just have this one set up for stock trading specifically. But yeah, it's called the all-in-one tool here in Street Smart Edge. And of course, you can also do bracket orders. Let's say if I wanted to put an order in and I wanted to put a profit exit. So when I get to a certain amount, I want to get out at a certain percentage, or like if I get a 1% gainer on a trade, I can set up, hey, get me out at 1% gainer, or get me out at so many points or cents. If I want to put a trailing stop into in with the order, I can do that as well. And so this is kind of preventing, you can, if you're really bad at stops, you're really bad at following your stops, really bad at your getting out when you say you're going to get out, you can make it mechanical like that. You can put in a profit exit, you can put in a stop exit or a stop loss exit. And you can do this for the buys or the shorts over here. So also, you got the special conditions where I never really use. If something is doing dividends, you can actually reinvest dividends here as well automatically. Also, you can change your market order types. Of course, they got the limit orders, which is give me this price or better. So if something is trading at $2, like let's say if I wanted to buy this at, I don't know, 19 cents. I'll put my limit order out there for 19 cents, and it'll only fill me if it can get that 19 cents or better, right? So if it dumps down here to 18, it'll fill me. If it dumps down here to 16, it'll fill me because it's getting better than the 19. You also got your stop orders, which is it's kind of like buying on strength. So a stop order will be placed if it's for a long position. And most of this stuff is going to be long. I'm in a long mindset. So if you have a stop order, you're saying, okay, well, if this thing comes back up to 21 cents here, get me in. Put a stop order right here at 21 cents. And if it pops back through this, get me in. So that's what a stop order does to the long side. Stop limit order is going to do pretty much the same thing a stop order does, but it's going to have a trigger. The trigger is the stop, and then the actual order is the limit. So a stop limit order is say, okay, if it hits 21 cents again, then trigger this limit order. So if it hits 20 cents, get me in at this price or better. Let's see, trailing stops, same thing. It basically, you can put a stop in here at 20 cents. Let's say if I put a trailing stop for 2 cents. So every 2 cents it goes down, it will trail it down and then buy once it gets back up through that trailing stop on the buy side. If that makes sense. But that's a quick rundown of the order types. Of course, you got different venues. The smart is pretty much the intraday, pre-market, after hours, all of that stuff. I think that's everything on that little tool. But yeah, I know that's a lot. You might need to you might need to rewind, but yeah. Okay, so let me read your other question. So with the white sections, yeah, the white sections is the level 2, and the black section, and of course, all of this is customizable. So you can actually customize the size of these numbers. You can customize, whatever you want. The font, you can customize the different colors, how they move, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and you can see my coloration. I really don't have a whole lot of coloration, but I can always change this to whatever colors I want. You can see the lighter tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, which sometimes they matter, sometimes they don't. I mean, I could just make them all white. I pretty much know what these numbers are doing anyway. Then on the time and sales, same thing. You can change the background color to whatever. It doesn't have to be black. You can change it to whatever color. It's all customizable to what you want. And this is how I customize what's going on with my trades. So this is how I see how trades above the ask, trades below the ask are coming in red. Then everything in the middle, I really just don't care about. I want to see the actions, the outlier actions, pretty much. But yeah. And of course, you can apply this if you have multiple scenes, or not really multiple scenes, but if you have multiple tabs here, like I have a cash and I have a watch, if you got a whole bunch of them, you can apply it to all your market depth charts across everything. So you don't have to, change each one by one. And you can always reset to default colors as well. And you can hit this, press apply, and it'll reset all of them to default colors. But yeah, that's a little bit of that. Okay. So yeah, looking at everything that we've seen today, AVTX was a bust. AXLA still got 45 million shares traded on. Let's jump over here to the scan one more time. Still just haven't seen. Well, I see FFIE is up there as a tradable stock now. It got the 1 million, but of course, you know, it got 1 million. But look at this pull down, pulling right back to the level, right back into the right at the $4 after getting up here to the 436, and that's why I wasn't too interested in trading it today. But yeah, if that's the best tradable stock that I have on the day, it's like, nah, I'm good. Some days you just kind of, you don't have to trade every day because your setup doesn't come every day. But when it does come, you got to just eliminate the fear. Say, okay, I've studied this, I've seen this, I know this action. Take the trade and manage the risk. Or actually have a risk management plan before and then take the trade. You know, don't just be pressing it and then be like, oh, I'm gonna risk, whatever. Because the bigger size you get, once you get up to like 2,000 shares, you get up to maybe 2,500 shares, that 10 cents, you start to feel that quick. That's 20. You're down $200 real quick. And for you to be trying to figure out a management plan at that point, it's futile. You're in there. They're gonna take your shoes. So get that risk management plan on small share size, maybe 50 shares, 25 shares, 100 shares. And then once you're comfortable with that level, with seeing how that money moves, then you can increase your share size. Because I'm telling you, if you're not used to being down, I don't know, $200 real quick, $300 real quick, it can get very sweaty. Your palms start sweating, your feet start sweating, and you're just sitting there filling buckets up. So I would say get that risk management and then go for it. All right. But yeah, that is pretty much the stream for today. I really didn't see anything that I'm super interested in. The only thing that I see popping up is something that I traded yesterday, and I'm really not too interested in it, which is FFIE. Maybe something will come up tomorrow, maybe Friday, we'll see. But I'm patient. I just sit here, I do the same routine, come in, look at the news catalyst, look at what's going on. And it's the same thing every single day, just robotic, But yeah, I'm about to close up the stream and get to this morning meeting. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you have any other questions about things, definitely drop them into the comment section after the video, and I will get to those as soon as possible, which is pretty much immediately because I kind of see them right when they happen. And yeah, if you need any help setting up anything, whether it's TOS, because I'm always in TOS. I write think script. I'm always programming in TOS and things like that because I like little things to work my way. So I'm a control freak like that. I hope that someday all platforms have some type of programming that I can use. But yeah, I'm a nerd. So anyway, that is the stream for today. Appreciate you guys once again. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.